Are you determined to up level and upgrade yourself and your life and get the ick at settling? If you're nodding, yes. Let me read you a passage from the I Ching. Every day we encounter all kinds of ideas, and those that we immediately recognize as absurd or unworthy, we immediately discard. Ideas less easily defined tend to linger in our minds until they achieve credibility, simply because we haven't decided what sort of ideas they are. This is very, very important. In this manner, they become accepted by default. This is why you must have a daily practice where you're divesting and bringing audacious awareness to what is going on up inside your mind. Because when you accept ideas that are rattling around in your head by default, they slide down into your unconscious, your subconscious mind, where they will continue to influence your thinking and behavior. I'm going to give you some examples in a minute. It is necessary to bring these ideas to the surface to see what they really are. When you discover that they are seductive, gosh, these thoughts are seductive, half-truths, you are able to discard them. So, let's give you some real-life examples. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. This won't work. I always fail, right? Literally, these come through my mind all the time, like a high-speed bullet train. My job, your job as well, is to question them. You've got to understand that you are not these thoughts. And an uncontrolled mind will create your life. Again, I say this over and over again, you only have to look around your life to see the evidence of what's going on in your mind. Your outer world is going to match your inner world. So let's just take one of these sentences. This won't work. My job is to start to become aware that that is on a loop in the back of my mind. And I can't do this unless I am willing to be aware of my thoughts. I've got to slow down in life. I can't keep running around like a nutter, adding loads and loads of things to my to-do list. I've got to create space, and I do it. Well, I created a lifestyle where I have more space, because when I didn't have space, I ended up going down the route of destructive behaviors, addictions to cocaine, alcoholism, 3 mental breakdowns. So I was just like, no, that's not for me. And if it's important to you that you create a life on your own terms, then you have to do this. There's no get around, there's no shortcut. Your job is to create more space so you can become aware of what's going on in your mind. So this thought, this won't work. One, I've got to recognize it's there. How do I do that? Morning journaling, evening journaling, and generally staying vigilant to my thoughts as I'm going through the day. You don't just get to turn this on in the morning and the evening. You've got to be aware of it all the way through your day, each and every single day. Then when it comes in, I recognize it. I'm like, I see you. It's like an old friend. It's always here. It's an old part of my fear system that comes up when I'm getting out of my comfort zone, and I recognize it. This is my personal way of navigating this script that comes up. And when I work with clients privately, we find different ways, like unique ways for them to be able to navigate these fears as they arise. So I greet it, I welcome it, I say, come on in, have a cup of tea and a slice of cake. And I reassure it, because these fears, these self-doubts, Self-doubt is the number one killer of your dreams. These self-doubts, they cannot be dismissed, they cannot be ignored, they cannot be kicked to the curb, because they take umbrance and they will come back with a force. So they're allies. That's the way that I look at it. And all parts of me are welcome at the seat of my table. So I sit them down, I reassure them and say, we're going to find a way. And it's the tone that I talk to myself. I also use a lot of playful negotiation with myself and the world at large, because that's the way to get more of what you want. And so I reassure them and go, well, it's okay, we're going to take baby steps. And then I will figure out a strategy, and sometimes when the answers are not there, I'm like, we just need to lean back. We need to trust. We need to have patience. And always when I don't know what to do, I do not go forth and meddle and make shit happen. I lean back and allow the answers to come to me. I practice my faith within the God, the goddess within inside me. And I trust the answers are going to come and find me when I'm ready. Not when I want them, when I'm ready. So in this way, I'm navigating those old scripts, because if I don't catch this script, oh, this won't work, you're not good enough. What happens is it rolls around in my conscious mind. And if I keep feeding it and going, yeah, I'm not good enough. No, this definitely won't work. And I agree with it. Or even if I just let it insidiously move and carry on in the back of my mind, it drops, as that passage from the I Ching I wrote, it drops into my subconscious mind. And my subconscious mind literally will lead the way. So then it influences my conscious mind. And so I'm always then looking for, no, it's not going to work. I'm never going to find a way out. This is not for me, blah, blah, blah. So your job and my job is to be very, very awake and aware and take responsibility for what's going on in your conscious mind, because as you become more aware of what's going on in your conscious mind, you navigate them in a different way. You gently challenge them, you welcome them in, they become allies. And you, the version of you now, the version of the woman you're becoming, this is why you've got to know who you are becoming and know where you're going, what you want. You come from that place. You don't come from the place where the fears live. You come from the place of faith, of purpose, of belief that things are working out and you will find a way and the answers will come to you. If indeed this is waking you up, if you know that you've got to get in control of your inner world because you want to up level and upgrade your outer world, it's got to always start with you, then hire me as your private therapist and coach. Everything you need is in my profile.